Hi, this is Victor Antonio with another Sales Influence Moment. Today I want to talk about listening. Now, we as salespeople, we're trained to talk a little bit, listen a lot. That's kind of the rules, right? You got one mouth and two ears, use that ratio. But why doesn't listening work sometimes? And why do we have problems as salespeople listening? Well, I've decoded why, and I want to share with you not only why it's hard for us to listen, but then I'm going to flip that and say why it really is important that you listen. And hopefully this explanation will really drive home the point that listening is about selling. Now, what we've discovered is that people talk on average at about 120 words per minute. That's 120 words per minute. The problem is that our brain processes somewhere between 700 and 800 words per minute. Now, you see the problem. People are talking at this speed, but our brain is processing at this speed. We've all had that moment where the customer's talking, we're like, hurry up, hurry up. But that's because our brain is processing faster. So this is the problem we've always had. So one of the things we have to do is learn to slow down. Even though we're processing faster, we have to learn to slow down. Because here's why listening works. When you're listening to somebody, and not only are you listening, you're asking empathetic questions. I mean meaningful questions, open-ended questions, to really open up the conversation. And as you're opening up that conversation, what happens is that the other person who's doing the talking says, wow, this person is really listening to me. This salesperson really cares about what I have to say. And because you're listening, and they know you're listening and asking good questions, that gives the customer a sense of validation. Because the customer feels validated, self-esteem begins to rise a little bit. They feel good about themselves. And when they feel good about themselves, they associate that good feeling with you, the salesperson. That's why listening works. Think back of a time when you had a great conversation with somebody. And I would venture to guess that if it was the third person looking down at that conversation, most of the time you were doing the talking, the other person was actually listening. So listening is key to getting people to move closer to you, but it also gives them a sense of self-validation and rises that self-esteem. They feel good about themselves and they relate that good feeling to you, which means that the next time you call them or go to see them, they're going to welcome you with open arms. Remember this saying, the average salesperson practices what to say. The best of the best salespeople practice what to ask. Focus on asking and listening, and you'll be a better salesperson. This is Victor Antonio with another Sales Influence Moment reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care.